Today we'll start in a low kneeling or cross-legged position in the center of the mat. Take one big roll of the shoulders to slide the shoulder blades down on the back. Draw tall through the crown of the head as you ground down through the sitting bones. Take this moment now to set aside everything else that's going on in your day or in your life right now and allow yourself to be totally present. Be aware of the sounds around you. Be aware of the temperature of the air against your skin. Be aware of whatever is going on in your mind and your body. Observe all of it from a neutral perspective and a compassionate place. Now starting to observe your breath. And beginning to breathe a little deeper with each inhale and exhaling a little bit longer each time. Beginning to work with Ujjayi breath if you have that in your practice, toning the throat muscles to hear your breath. And for your thought or intention for today, I invite you to think of something that you are settling for. Whether that's the way people treat you at work or feeling as though you're never going to reach a certain yoga asana. I invite you now to not allow yourself to settle. Whatever you want, whatever you dream of is possible. And you are capable of getting there. Now take your right arm out in front of you, bring it across the body and draw it in with the left arm. Take that right shoulder down away from your ear, just stretching out the arm and the shoulder here. Stay with your deep breaths. And then switch sides. Left arm comes across the body now. Stretch into the fingers and root down through that left shoulder to feel the stretch a little deeper. And then from there, come over to your tabletop position, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, and find Mula Bandha, the root lock. Your lower belly and your pelvic floor begin to draw in, supporting your spine. As you inhale now, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone, open up the front of the body. As you exhale, round the back, push the floor away, pull your navel towards your spine. Moving with your breath, inhale, open up the front side body. Exhale, round the back, press the mat away. A few more times, bringing life back into the entire spine. Good, and then from there, walk your feet back, find a plank position, nice and strong. Inhale, tip the shoulders forward, and then lower through Chaturanga, slowly to the floor, and find your belly on the mat. Bring your fingers under the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together, find Bhujangasana, Cobra. Look up if that feels good. Exhale, bow forward. A couple more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow forward. And one more. Lift. And lower. Now take the fingers wider than the mat for a wide cobra. See if you can feel as though there's a thread at the center of your chest, pulling the chest forward. Keep rooting back and down with your tailbone. And then drop the right shoulder down, gaze over to the left side, and take it over the other way. Back again. And the other side. Good. And then bringing yourself into the center, press up to your tabletop and find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Press the floor away. Keep connecting. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Core muscles hugging in. Pelvic floor lifting. Good. Inhale, stretch your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward, step it between the hands. Bring all 10 fingers down. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale, move the hips back. Just opening up this hamstring now. Inhale, come forward. Stretch out that left hip flexor. Exhale, move it back. And again, coming forward and back. Back into your lunge now. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Then your chest and chin kiss the floor. Inhale, curl forward, cobra pose. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Full inhale, long exhale, and then lift the left leg high. Bring it forward with control, step it between the hands. Right knee comes down. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale to lean back into your half split position. Inhale, curl forward. Exhale, back into your half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. 2 more. And last one. And now bringing it forward, plant the hands, step back to plank. We'll take our flow, inhale, exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, curl forward. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Bring your knees down, take a tabletop position. Connect into those core muscles and gaze ahead of you. And then find your balance, lifting your left arm forward. And usually we would lift opposite arm and leg. Today we're going to lift the same arm as leg. Find your balance there. It's okay if you wobble or fall out. Fix your gaze ahead of you. And then see if you can come open to a gate variation with your back leg lifted, your hips swirl out towards the left side. And then reach behind you for your left toes, bending the left knee, balancing on your right knee and your right hand, and then opening up the chest, kicking the left foot into your hand to feel a stretch in your shoulder. Good. And exhale, come out, place the left hand down, place the left knee down. Straight onto the other side, stretch your right arm forward, stretch your right leg back. Balance, find that control in the center, and then reach back when you're ready for the outside or the inside of that back foot. So this is a tiger variation, and then we're going to open the right hip out towards the right side and kick that right foot into the right hand, opening up the front side body. Stay strong through your pelvic floor and your front of your abdomen. Exhale, unwind with control and release. Good. Find downward facing dog. Find a few breaths here. Recenter yourself, reset. And then begin to walk the feet towards the hands, coming to your forward fold at the top edge of the mat. Rising up, rolling up from here to standing. And give the shoulders a roll. Bring your hands to heart center. As you inhale, spread the arms out and up, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe into halfway lift. Lower the fingers, step back on the right foot. Bring your right knee down, inhale in your lunge, gaze up. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, curl forward, cobra. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Full inhale, smooth exhale. As you breathe in now, reach your right leg high. Bring it forward, step it between the hands, left knee comes down. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale and fold at the top edge of the mat. Rise up through that flat back, reach into the fingers. Exhale, lower hands to the heart. Left side, stretch out and up. Exhale to fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Lower the fingers, step back on the left foot. Bring your left knee down. Inhale in your lunge. Lower the hands, step back to plank. Full breath in. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, kiss the mat. Inhale, curl forward. And exhale takes you back to downward dog. Full breath in. Smooth exhale. As you breathe in, stretch the left leg high. Bring it forward, step it between the hands, right knee comes down. Inhale in the lunge. Exhale, step quietly to the top edge of the mat. Breathe in, rise up. Exhale, lower hands to the heart. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll move on. Stretch out and up. Exhale and fold. Breathe into halfway lift. Now lower the hands, option to walk back to plank or hop straight back into chaturanga. Meet in upward facing dog, lift the thighs. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Smooth exhale. Now lift the right leg up. Bring it forward, step it between the hands. Keep your left thigh strong, gaze ahead of you and inhale to rise up to high crescent lunge. Sit low into the hips, square your hips forward. Breathe in. And with your next exhale, open up to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Sit low into the hips. Notice if you're collapsing into your lower back, tuck that tailbone under. As you inhale, flip the palms, straighten your front leg, look up to your thumbs, and then sink back into that Warrior 2 with the palms lifted. Stretch up, exhale, sink lower, and one more. Stretch up and sink lower. Now turn the palms towards the mat. Straighten your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in slightly. As you inhale, hinge forward, bringing the shoulders over that front foot. And then open up to Trikonasana. Pressing the back of your right hand onto the inside of your right ankle or calf. and gazing up towards your left thumb. If you have long arms, you can bring your right hand down on the outside of your right foot. Hold your pose. And then with an exhale, lower your left hand, plant both hands and step forward into your forward fold. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale, lower hands to the heart. Left side now, arms stretch out and up. Exhale and fold. Breathe in and halfway lift. Exhale, walk back to plank or back to chaturanga. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Breathing in now, left leg lifts. Bring it forward, step it between the hands. Strong through that back thigh, press back through your right heel and rise to crescent lunge. Find steadiness here. With your next exhale, open up to warrior two. Gaze ahead of you. And then flip the palms. Inhale, stretch up for your triangle variation. Fingers come together. Exhale, sit down into your warrior two. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sink low. And again. Back into that warrior position. Flip the palms, straighten your front leg. Inhale as you slide the shoulders forward and then open up to your triangle. Gaze up to your top thumb if you can balance there. Feel long through the spine. Find your breath here. Ground down through the outside of your right foot. Now gaze towards the top edge of the mat. Bring your fingertips to the mat and sink into your forward fold position. Inhale to rise up to standing. Exhale, lower hands to the heart. Nice. We're going to add on to that same flow now. So when you're ready, reach out and up. Exhale and fold. Breathe into halfway lift. Walk or float back. Inhale to lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, move back to downward facing dog. With your inhale, right leg lifts. Bring it forward. Find your lunge. Rise up. On your exhale, open up to warrior two. Flip the palms. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sink into warrior two. Two more. And last one. Turn the palms downwards. Straighten your front leg. Come forward with your shoulders and open up to triangle. From this triangle position, we're going to bend the front knee to make this into side angle. So your right hand can come flat if you can reach, and your left arm will stretch overhead. Then reach your left fingers to the sky again and gaze towards that top right corner of the mat, setting up for Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon. So reach your fingers towards that top right corner of the mat and then float up into your standing balance, making a cross shape with your whole body and trying to stack your left hip over your right hip. Use a block or anything nearby if you need something underneath that right hand. And if this is enough, stay here. If you can, also reach back for that left foot like we did earlier in the kneeling position. You can find sugar cane. So you would begin to kick the foot into the hand Think of this as a back bend and then begin to lift the knee higher. From there, extend into the leg again, and we're going to float back to warrior two. From there, windmill the arms, step back to downward dog. With an inhale, stretch your right leg up. Bring it forward and hover it underneath the chest. Then turn your body towards the left side of the room for a side plank variation. See if you can extend your right leg ahead of you. And then you're going to step it to that top left corner of the mat for a fallen triangle. You can reach your left arm overhead or even down towards the mat for more of an IT band stretch. Good. And then from there, reach your right leg high again, three-legged dog. And scoop it forward, and then step your left foot forward to meet it. Fold into the legs and rise up to standing once more. Exhale, lower hands to the heart. Take a breath or two to reset here. And we'll do that all on the left side. Inhaling, open up. Exhale to fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Walk or hop back. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, move it back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, reach your left leg high. Bring it forward with control, step it between the hands. Inhale and rise, a high crescent lunge. On your exhale, open the back foot out, warrior two. Flip your palms. Inhale, stretch up, triangle variation. Exhale, sink low into the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink low. And last one. Now turn the palms down, straighten your front leg, heel toe your back foot slightly and slide it forward, opening up to triangle. Once again, looking up to those right thumbs or right fingers. And then sink into that left knee. Find your side angle, stretch out through the right side body. And then lifting your right arm again, gaze towards the top left edge of the mat. And we're going to float up into our standing balance, turning the hips open towards that right side. If you wobble or fall, just laugh and come back in. Maybe turning your gaze towards that right side or even up towards your right thumb. And then beginning to bend your right knee to reach back for the foot. You can take the inside or the outside of the foot and either just kick back or begin to kick up with that top foot. Thinking of a back bend here. And then releasing the bind with control, lowering back into warrior two. And then windmill the arms, step it back to downward dog and reach your left leg high. Then scoop it forward once again, twist towards the right side. See if you can extend your left leg underneath you and then bring it forward for your fallen triangle. From your fallen triangle, sit your hips straight down so you're in a straddle position. I'll turn so you can see me. So you'll now be in a wide leg position, making another triangle shape with the legs. Maybe you can bring it a little bit wider apart, but only do this if it doesn't make your back round like this. So sit tall on those sitting bones, reach through the top of the head. And then with an exhale, you can hinge forward from the hip creases. Maybe it feels good to you to just stay here in the center and keep reaching forward. Or maybe you'd like to take a side bend. Bring the left elbow down on the inside of the left arm, left leg, and reaching your right fingers over to that left foot, or maybe up here. We'll switch sides now. So your right elbow can come down, your left arm reaches over. Maybe you stay in a more lifted variation, or maybe you reach towards the foot and let that head relax. And then from there, bring it up to center and bend your knees gently in using your hands. We're going to just switch on those core muscles again. So bring your knees in towards your chest and lengthen through the spine for a boat position, Navasana. Inhale here. Long exhale. Hug your belly towards your spine. On your exhale, sink down into a low boat and then lift back up. A couple more. And again. Good, and now plant the feet wide. Sit forward to your yogi squat, Malasana. So sitting really low into the hips, bringing the knees outside the elbows and using the upper arms to press your knees out to open up the hips. You have the option to stay here, or if you would like to practice crow today, maybe it's your first time, maybe you're working towards it, maybe you are already flying high in your crow. So wherever you are, bring yourself so that your feet are a little bit closer together, and you can place the knees high up on the backs of the arms. Begin to look forward as you bend the elbows slightly to make a shelf for your knees, and then keep lifting forward. Think of bringing your hips right over your wrists. So the more you lean forward, the more you're going to be able to lift up. Just try lifting one foot, or maybe both. And then if you manage to get up into the crow, point your toes and hug your heels towards your bottom. Breathe. And then land into your squat. You can take a couple of tries. You can place pillows around you. I will link my crow tutorial on the screen here if you're still working up to that. So if you'd like to, coming in again. And then hopping out. Nice, finding that squat. Allowing that heat to flood through your body, not resisting it. Good, and we'll take an inversion here. So option to take legs up the wall, or you could take a shoulder stand if you like to practice shoulder stand, or you can join me in taking a headstand. So we'll interlace the fingers and then place the crown of the head, so the flat part of the head, onto the mat. Then begin to lift the hips and walk your feet as close to your body as you can, trying to get the hips right above the shoulders. You can then just practice lifting one foot at a time into an egg position, hugging your knees towards you, not worrying about making a straight line, just finding this nice low center of gravity. And then if you get confident there, you can begin to straighten the legs maybe into a stag shape that's nice and balanced. Or you can work your way up to straightening the legs, pointing the toes, If you are already in your headstand, you could try some different shapes, like an eagle wrap. And the other way. And then coming out with control and quietly bringing yourself down into a child's pose. And then you can just open up the chest here in your kneeling position. And bring yourself around to a seated position. If you are working towards inversions, or maybe you've reached a point in your practice where you are really staying in your comfort zone and practicing a lot of Vinyasa, and maybe it's time to not settle for that anymore. Push yourself a little further. See what you can do. Anything that you want to achieve, you are capable of, and with practice, it will come. But always treating ourselves with kindness and patience as well. Let me know how you're getting on with your crow and headstand in the comments, and if you need any help or have questions, I would be happy to help. We'll just start to wind down now. So taking a nice gentle forward fold, bow forward over the legs. Just let your spine round, bend the knees if that feels good. Maybe you can easily reach for the feet. Focusing on having your lower belly on the thighs. And then unbind the hands and scoot your way forward on the mat so you can come down to lying on your back. Bring your left ankle across your right thigh for a figure of four position. And as you inhale, now lift the hips. Bring your left hip in line with your right hip. Breathe deeply into the front of the body, opening up that inner left thigh and the hip. And then you can gently come down and move the hips over to the left edge of the mat. Keep the figure of four shape with your legs and then drop the other way. Taking some deep breaths into this twist. Keep lifting the left knee towards the sky to get that hip stretch as well. And then on an exhale, you can unwind, come back to the center. Right ankle over left now. Move your hips to the right side and drop them both over to that left side of the mat. Lift your right knee to the sky. From here, lifting into your bridge position. Right hip stays in line with the left. Open up that front side body and open the right hip and right knee out to the side. And then from there you can peel back down slowly, move the hips over to the right side and then drop it over to the opposite direction, feeling this nice twist come into the belly and the spine. And then you can gently uncross the legs and bring your hips back to the middle. Give your knees a nice big sway from side to side. And then extend the legs, feet nice and wide apart, arms down by the sides with the palms facing upwards. And just find your breath here. And then release, let go. No trying, no effort, just allow everything to settle and be heavy. Give yourself these few moments of absolute stillness. Now you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head gently from side to side. And then draw the feet together and stretch the arms back behind you. You can bend the knees and gently make your way over to lying on one side. And when you're ready from there, press yourself up sideways to a seated position. Cross your legs. Find that tall spine again. And find your breath. And now I invite you to bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head. Thank yourself for practicing your asana today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you love this challenging practice. Let me know how you got on with those more difficult poses in the comments, and tell me what else you would like to see next. Give the video a like and subscribe if you're not already. Free yoga classes every week. I hope you have the most beautiful day. I will see you soon.